Don't act like you forgot.
Hello babes, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. So today's video is going to be a little different from my normal videos where I break down music artists and fashion. Today I want to talk about the unnecessary beef that transpired in 2009 between Beyoncé and Keri Hilson that was fueled by none other than a man. Like always, women are pit against one another and drama is caused by a man while he escapes all of the wrath and gets off scot-free. So let's get into it. In 2009, the infamous diss track Turning Me On remix was released with Keri singing out the following lyrics.
She can dance, she can sing, but need to move it. Don't do it to each other. She need to go have some baby, she need to sit down, she fading.
Throwing unprovoked jabs at Beyoncé. When the song was released, it was referred to as the remix heard around the industry. When this remix was leaked, it stirred up major problems for the songstress. It caused major issues for Keri within the industry. Although extremely talented, that was overlooked and she was blackballed, causing her music not to excel like it should have. And the song actually wasn't written by Keri like most of her songs are. Instead, the song was written by men who I can only assume were intimidated by the success of Beyoncé or may have been denied to work with her and used Keri as a pawn in order to get at her because they couldn't deal with the rejection. That's just an assumption because I still don't understand the whole she needs to go have some babies, she needs to sit down, she's fading. It was personal, unlike most songs where women and men tend to sing or rap about their accomplishments, which is also, in my opinion, misogynistic because why did she need to sit down and have some babies? It's as if all of the accomplishments she made weren't worth a thing because she didn't have a baby. However, Keri dealt with all of the blows to her career while the men sat behind the scenes and let her receive all of the backlash. I also believe, like the Bow Down song, the song Diva conjured up a bunch of insecurities within some women and men as well, because Beyoncé was rightfully so letting people know that she's that girl. Regardless of what you thought, the facts were the facts.
Stop the track, let me stay facts. I told you give me a minute and I'll be right back. Know you read the paper, the one that they call a queen. Every radio around the world know me cause that's where I be.
It wasn't an opinion, it was a fact that Beyoncé was #1 and a worldwide global superstar. And men are braggadocious on songs all the time, so why was it an issue when Beyoncé did it? Now, I am someone who doesn't believe in blackballing an artist simply because you don't agree with how they express themselves musically, or they go against the grain and say something you don't agree with, or just something others are too afraid to say because they fear losing their career. I just don't agree with anyone having that much power. However, Beyoncé at the time, no one knew, had gone through a miscarriage, and those words that were sung had come at a painful time in her life.
I picked out names. I envisioned what my child looked like. I flew back to New York to get my checkup. And no heartbeat.
I don't think it was about the she needs to sit down, she fading, because we know that that was the furthest thing from the truth. And honestly, she was just getting warmed up. But to hear someone singing and attacking you unprovoked on a track during that time had to not only be painful, but extremely angering. And I know a lot of times people like to act as though women have no right to hit back or let people know they are not to be played with and make an example out of someone. But I do think sometimes people can go too far or speak on things that they shouldn't be speaking on, like a woman giving birth. And I just don't agree with anyone speaking on sensitive issues like that because you just never know what someone is battling or dealing with. So sometimes you have to shut people down. Keri was new to the industry in regards to her being the artist, but behind the scenes she had wrote for a lot of artists in some of the biggest songs like Ciara's Like a Boy, Britney Spears' Give Me More, Mary J. Blige Take Me As I Am, Omarion Icebox, and many more. So the fact that she came at a heavy hitter like Beyoncé with so much pull and power in the industry was a major blow to her career. What I want to talk about a little bit is how this beef had so many grown men gossiping and amping up beef between two women and added on to what would have eventually cooled down, but instead they kept adding on to it, making it worse than what it already was. And it's something that some men always do, which I don't even want to say men because it's boyish behavior and things that young boys do in middle and high school.
Albums in stores right now, no boys allowed.
We need this to sell more than Sierra. That's the goal. As long as she sells more than Sierra, she'll be okay.
Well, I like what I heard so far. When others heard it.
Woo!
What?
I thought you actually wanted to do a collaboration with Little Kim.
Come
I was like,
on.
you just standing next to all the washed
You know
up
what?
chicks.
In a
Kim,
perfect-
Sierra. Like, come on.
Come on.
Keri.
Egging on fights to see women fight each other and go against each other, and women constantly fall for it. I just wish some women would wake up and understand that these men do this on purpose. It's not because they actually believe that this one looks better than this one, or this one does this better than the other one. They want you to be in constant competition for their attention. And it's childish because a real man doesn't do that. Now, moving along. Keri did go on to release her second album, No Boys Allowed, the following year, which is one of my favorite albums. I love every song on that album from beginning to end. I just think she is an incredible talent and extremely beautiful as well. And the fact that something so petty hindered her career is just terrible, and I'm glad that she has finally spoken up more about the situation that took place, and that Beyoncé and her are in a good place because she understands how the industry can be.
She actually has introduced herself. It was a gracious moment. I appreciated it. I feel like she understood what had happened, what had transpired, and there was a bit of healing in that moment when we met.
And before I close out this video, I want to talk about an interview Polo the Don did in 2010 where he stated that Keri didn't want to say half the things she said in that remix. I just kept pushing it and it leaked. Which is why I stated that men will instigate and cause women to battle with one another and won't face any sort of backlash, because that was exactly what he did. He didn't receive any backlash, maybe just a little bit, but he didn't receive the same backlash that Keri did, which I understand she was the one that sung it, and ultimately she did have the choice to say no. But in a recent interview, Keri stated that she was being forced to do that song that she didn't really want to do.
They make threats, and those threats are huge ones, and you know what I mean. You don't feel like you have a choice. I really didn't feel like I had a choice. It was do this or this will happen. And I'm young. I'm early 20s, and I'm like, they're like, sing the song. You don't have it. You know, you're here for a couple hours. I go to town. It's that. It's the whole. If you don't, then blank.
So I think it's kind of weird how the song was leaked, quote unquote leaked. However, no one can say who leaked it, how it was leaked, but we know that Polo the Don was the one who basically amped Keri up and got her to go in the studio and say things that she didn't even want to say. So I think this is definitely a learning lesson for some women, that some men are not to be trusted and are just as catty as women are, and that they'd like to say that women are catty, or we're always competing, or we're always doing this and we're always doing that. But a lot of times men are behind it and they love to see women fighting with each other, as long as it means that they get some type of recognition or attention from it, or just to see women fight and they just get a kick out of it. That's it for this video, guys. I will catch you guys in the next video. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think when the beef started between Keri and Beyoncé? Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Toodles!
Every woman has a breaking point, y'all. Hey, tell me why we put up with it. You can't forget that. See, I done did